Hey everyone, Roxabox90 here with my next part of my full set review, and this time we're going to jump right into red with a Spear Point Oread, which is a very fine limited card. 2/2 first strike for 3 is nothing to sneeze at. It does its work. The Bestow is way overpriced and will not really be used ever. Magma Jet, yes! Magma Jet is awesome, and I've reevaluated my opinion about the art. I think the art looks really cool, especially when you blow it up, and I'm hoping a foil will look as nice. So it's a huge card. Limited is without any question. It's a pick in limited. Solid removal with Scry. It's great, and I'm pretty sure this will see constructed play. Yeah, pretty sure. Ordeal of Perforos. Again, the Ordeals are all good in limited. They're going to work really well off of Heroic, and I think that this one is even better because it acts as a form of removal. On top of making your creature stronger, it does instead of, all the Ordeals do stuff, but this one acting like removal that can finish a player off or kill a creature. Very awesome. Ember Swallower, of course, you want to win against those control decks, so aggro builds that especially are either red deck wins oriented, or they're just red green aggro, whatever. Ember Swallower is your man. 4/5 for 4 is already pretty good, but being able to blast down the land count and make your control opponent be like, I don't have all my mana for my spells. Yeah, that's going to be pretty solid. And of course, for newer players, it's going to be a quick pickup. That's why they put it as the intro pack rare, because it's really, really nice. A Crone Crusader, he's fine. A lot of people have been talking about him. He's a decent pick. He replaces himself, he makes more dudes. He's okay. He's a decent one-drop for a common. That's about all I can say for him. He's okay. Rageblood Shaman is big for Minotaurs. Obviously, there aren't a lot of Minotaurs, at least yet, so I don't think it's going to see much constructed play. But in limited, if you can run, 4, 5 Minotaurs, maybe more, very, very solid, Goblin King and the Lord, whatever you would call him, Shaman. Two-headed Cerberus, 3 for 1/2 first strike is just not there. It might be somehow if you can pump it up with some sort of bestow, whatever it might be, but it's just a bit expensive and it's not all that great. Stone Shock Giant, 5 for a 5/4 with Monstrosity. Of course, when Monstrosities does a big thing, but really we try to ignore the Monstrosity most of the time. It's a 5/4 for 5, very solid limited, and not much else. Titan of Eternal Fire, which I don't know if it might be one of the newer cards. The art's very sick. 6 for 5/6, fine. Each human creature you control has tap 1 tap. It deals 1 damage to our creature player. So it gives ping to all your humans. Of course, it works very well with a Crone Crusader and other humans in the set. And it's okay. It kind of needs to be built around to do a lot of crazy stuff, but I'm sure there'll be that game where someone has, let's say, a Crone Crusader and a Titan of Fire out, and maybe a couple of other cards, and it's a standstill, and they're just pinging out creatures, pinging people down. It has potential. It's a bit narrow though, so at most limited. Flamespeaker Adept, whenever you scry, which again is really limited, just because even with the amount of scry in the set, it's a very limited ability. 3 for a 2/3 most of the time. It's not fantastic, but in limited, if you can run enough scry, it'll be a solid card. Perforos' Emissary, we talked about already. It can't be blocked by 2 more. Okay, that's it. You're running it for 4 for a 3/3 in limited because it can't be blocked pretty much, except by 2 or more creatures. So generally that's really, really good. And the Bestow cost for 7 is, again, overpriced. But if you can put on the right creature, no, you're running it unlimited because it's 4 for 3/3 that people have trouble blocking, and that's it, if you're running it at all. Perforos, we already talked about in detail. He's going to be a killer, absolute killer unlimited, and he's a huge bomb. If you're a new player to Magic, do not pass him in a draft. 1, because he'll make you win, and 2, because he's going to be very expensive and played, and you should not miss out on picking him up. So if you had a chance to pick him up, do so. He's huge and awesome. Pretty self-evident what he does. Crazy. Then we have Peak Eruption, which is very narrow. It'll probably be a sideboard card in Constructed, and that's about it. It's going to be hard to run in limited. Maybe actually a sideboard card in limited as well. If you're running against the right deck, it could be really awesome. Stormbreath Dragon, huge card. Probably see play in Constructed. In limited, it's ridiculous. It's probably going to make you win if it hits the board just because it lands, it swings. It's hard to remove with a lot of the removal on the set. And, of course, if it goes monstrous, then you're basically winning. But you're winning already. So, Constructed Bomb, again, don't pass this card in a draft or sealed format. No way. Lightning Strike is a worse Incinerate, but the art is awesome, so awesome for red deck wins if they get that another 2-drop that does that. Of course, we have Magma Jet, so we have a bunch of them. But in limited, it's another solid removal and burn spell. Fanatic of Mogus is very, very powerful. Nice round out for the curve for red deck wins. Could do a ton of damage, win very quickly. Very, very powerful card. And in limited, if you're running very solid red, it'll also be ridiculous. Anger of the Gods basically crushes all aggro decks everywhere. And red deck wins is in love. It's going to lock down. And, the red deck wins plays. Their early things get killed. Then you lay waste to your opponent's stuff. It's going to definitely be run without a doubt against aggro. And we have 2 Anger of the Gods for some reason. I have no idea why. Then we have Fidricker Satyr, which I really don't like. I never liked Jackal Pup that much, just because it's just not the amount of damage it does to you. And he's no different, especially with Anger of the Gods out. Really, he's going to probably hurt you more than is worthwhile. And the 1+0 dealing 1 damage, you're hurting yourself. It just makes it even worse. So yeah, Lightning Strike. If you play him, they Lightning Strike it. Not worth value. I'm sorry. Arena Athlete is a new card, 2 for a 2/1. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, target a creature an opponent controls can't block. That will be pretty cool for limited. I think it'll be a nice combat trick. Swinging in with him, you target him, they can't block. X creature can't block. So that'll be fun in limited. Borderland Minotaur is 4 for a 4/3, so it's just generic and kind of boring. Then we have Boulder Fall. I'm outside of the flavor. Boulder Fall is 8. It deals 5 damage to as you choose. Again, it's way too expensive. Even at instant speed, I think it's just too expensive to see real play. Coordinated Assault. Again, this is the 1 red spell that targets heroic. Up to 2 target creatures each get 1+0 on first strike. It's going to be awesome and limited. And that's probably about it. Death Bellow Raider. Attacks each turn. The regeneration makes it, limited pickup, and that's about it. Demolish is back, reprinted. Dragon Mantle is it's 1 that gives fire breathing, but it cantrips, so it's actually pretty decent for limited. Ill-Tempered Cyclops is just meh. Labyrinth Champion is it's a new one. Whenever you cast a spell that targets it, it deals 2 damage to a creature or player. So yeah, it's value. It's a rare, though, so you're probably not going to get it. But if you do, and you're running heavy red, it's pretty good for limited. That's about it. Messenger Speed, Trample, and Haste for 1. It's fine. Again, a heroic target. Minotaur Skullcleaver, it has Haste, and it gets 2+0. It's going to be a nice limited card for sure. Portent into Betrayal, it's 4. Untap the creature against Haste and Scry, so it's, we always have these sort of cards, and with the Scry tapped on, it's going to be fantastic for limited. Priest of Iroas is 1 for 1/1, 4 to sack it, destroy an enchantment. It's too expensive. Rage of Perforos, it deals 4 damage to a creature. It can't be regenerated in Scry 1, so that's fine. It's a bit expensive, though, for 5. I don't know why, because they put Scry 1 on, why Flame Slash becomes 5 mana. I have no idea why. It's really frustrating. Satyr Rambler is 2 for a 2/1. Nah, not very good. Spark Jolt, it scries for 1. It's fine, I guess. It's okay. And Titan Strength, another Scry 1 spell, 3+1. I wish it gave first strike, but you can't win everything. And then Wild Celebrance, that you may destroy an artifact 5 for a 5/3. It's a bit expensive. So yeah, a lot of limited stuff. Some of it very bad, some of it fine. Nothing super special. I wish that they didn't have such a focus on limited, because a lot of these cards are just limited or jank. So I don't know, maybe I'm getting slightly disappointed. All the good stuff was already spoiled. I was kind of hoping for more. But hopefully we'll get to the next 3 colors and we'll get a lot of good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts below in the comments section. Stay tuned for the next part of the spoiler. Roxabox90 signing out. I'll see you guys next time.